This is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well. According to an African acquaintance of mine, America is embroiled in a tribal war. And when she said that, I thought it was really funny. But now, I think she's on to something. There is this war that seems to be going on that has escalated over the last few years between the white Democrats and the white Republicans. Now, we know they're all on the same page. But the question is, how are resources in America going to be divvied up? Who's going to retain power? Is it going to be the rich, the truly rich, as it has always been? Or are they going to divide the power between the middle class and the poor, which we know America has never done before? Who are they going to use to be the boogeyman of America? Black people have always been the boogeyman. I don't see that changing, but there also seems to be some rumblings about throwing other people in the pot, not the immigrants. Remember, Bernie Sanders came on the scene talking about the oligarchs, the rich. Then we have the Christian nationalists. These are the old-timey racists, except now they've thrown religion in the pot. So it's a real tribal thing going on between different factions of white Americans. So rather than try to do a deep dive into this on a moment's notice, I think I'll just try to do a summary. The main summary here is that America has changed. It used to be black people, white people, and black people at the bottom, white people on top, the indigenous people out on their reservations doing what they do, the end. But now America is at a crossroads because it has outgrown the people's thinking. The people who want to run this country really aren't smart enough to work out all the problems without including their racism. And this is what I mean by that. America is very diverse. Black people have always been the workforce. Black people have always been inventors. Black people have always been creators. White people have been very comfortable taking credit for those things to the best of their ability. But now the country has grown so big and those racist practices are being exposed. Black people are also pushing back and saying, we want our piece of the pie. We've been here longer than some of you. We want our piece of the pie too. So that's a problem. But with black people in the background being spectators, white Americans, those who call themselves Republicans or Democrats or Libertarians or whatever, they have ramped up their opposition against each other. So sometimes black people really just have a ringside seat watching white people go at each other. Thus, the tribal war. Well, it took a turn on Saturday afternoon when the Republicans' presumptive presidential candidate apparently was shot at, or there was an assassination attempt made on his life. And since there was no black person in the crowd to blame it on, they had to blame it on one of their own, a young, white, registered Republican. So fortunately, former President Trump's life was spared, seemingly wasn't hurt very badly. But black people are having their say about this.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Mr. President! Hey, I got some old ketchup in my pocket. Oh, yeah, he did that. There we go. Hold on. Let me say something. Ooh. Where you get that from? Hey, shit, this is for my birthday. Oh, we gotta celebrate. We gotta celebrate this. You got that ketchup for the birthday? Yeah, put your fist up.
And then Amanda Seales came out and had her little 2 cents worth added.
That shit was more staged than a Tyler Perry production of Medea Runs for President. I lived in Harlem long enough to know that gunshots do not sound like making popcorn on the stove.
She had a little bit more to say, just Amanda Seales being Amanda Seales. But some of the black men on social media came after her just like she had attempted to assassinate President Trump. It is amazing to me how scary some black people are when things concern white people, but they are bold as hell when they're talking about black people. They have gone after this young woman like you wouldn't believe, and I think it's disgraceful what they're doing. As far as I'm concerned, what they're doing is more disgraceful than what she's doing, because all she's doing is expressing herself and being Amanda Seales, as she always does. She hasn't committed any crime. And I haven't heard enough black men condemn the fact that Donald Trump was calling for the death penalty for those young men in Central Park. Innocent kids. One of them was, I think, 12 or 13 years old. And he wanted to bring back the death penalty so that those kids could be executed. Not only that, when it was discovered, they didn't even assault that young lady. And all of them were let out of prison, released from prison. He wouldn't even apologize, wouldn't even acknowledge that what he had done was wrong. He has been accused of saying and doing racist things to black people. But these black men have decided that they're going to err on the side of Donald Trump. Nobody really knows what happened last Saturday afternoon. The FBI and the Secret Service have to do an investigation to find out exactly what happened. But many people are talking about this, black and white. And for her to be attacked like that, I think it's just egregious. Amanda Seales is an entertainer. And she is known for being cutting edge and for speaking off the cuff and just saying what she thinks. That's what she does. And I don't understand what they're so upset about. Donald Trump doesn't care anything about black people. So anyway, white people are having a tribal war, and there are black people who are trying to attack other black people in an unnecessary tribal war, because this really does not concern us. This is between the white people. Let them go at it and let them solve it like they always do. Okay, y'all, thank you for listening and have a good evening.